Good evening. Welcome to Monday's programme with me, Anne Davis. Well, first tonight, people have been sharing their enduring memories of meeting and spending time with the late Queen Elizabeth. Some people had the opportunity to get to know her a little over successive meetings. And one person we spoke today has described how making a joke the first time they met led to a memorable 2 hours in Her late Majesty's company. Here's Simon Hare.
Oh. It's gone. Where is it?
Matt Rooney from Mansfield in Nottinghamshire is dedicated to working with young people. By day, he's principal of St Giles School in Retford, and in his free time, vice president of the county's Scouts.
This is a Scout scarf or a necker. When I was working with Her Majesty the Queen, I would wear this scarf with a huge sense of pride.
And through Scouts, Matt actually met the Queen on 5 separate occasions.
Her Majesty was the patron of the Scout Association, and she also lent her name to the highest award that anybody can get within the Scouts, which is the Queen's Scout Award. My job was to introduce Her Majesty to a dozen people who had done something very special.
What an honour. That must have been a great honour to do that.
It was incredible, you know, and every time I met Her Majesty, she'd put you at ease instantly. She'd just say something or look at you, and I remember the twinkle in her eye so fondly, and there really was absolute engagement. She made those people that she was talking to feel like the centre of the universe.
He says Her Majesty always spent longer with the Scouts than planned. Meanwhile in Derby, former Mayor and Mayoress of the city, Sean and Lisa Marshall, have been casting their minds back to the time they met the Queen in 2010 and had her laughing at the official lunch.
A little bit of a silence. I thought, well, I'm going to break the ice here. So I actually said, you know, Mum, I closed my shop to come here today. And she looked at me and says, excuse me? I said, yeah, my shop is like Arkwright, it's open all hours. I said, I've never closed that shop. I says, and I've left a big sign on the door, gone for lunch with the Queen. I said, it's April the 1st, nobody's ever going to believe me. And she started laughing. And that was the icebreaker. And then it must have been around about 2 hours through all the courses, non-stop talking.
The sign now has pride of place in Sean's scrapbook of memories from his mayoral year, of which the Queen's visit was the biggest highlight.
I mean, I never expected it. I mean, this working class kid would come from a housing estate in the back streets of Nottingham. I'm sitting next to the Queen, having lunch with the Queen and stuff. So it's a complete, so surreal moment. After the event, after we went and went to the hospital after and opened up the hospital, I did say to her, I've got to go in a short while, Mum. I've got to do the school run. So it was back to almost back to earth with a bump then, really.
London Bridge.
Back in Nottinghamshire, and Matt also met King Charles through the Scouts, and he's sure he will prove just as passionate a patron of the organisation. Just 2 people's stories of meeting the royals, but sentiments echoed recently by so many. Simon Hare, BBC East Midlands Today.